Guys, this is Nitya, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics from St. Anne's Arts and Science College. Last class, we had seen the limit of the sequence definitions as well as the theorems based on that. Today, we are going to see the problems on the limit of the sequence as well as the definition of the convergent and divergent sequence. You can see the first problem. Show that the sequence Sn, where Sn equal to n squared plus 1 divided by 2n squared plus 5 for all n belongs to I converge to 1 by 2. That is the limit they have given as the 1 by 2. And the sequence they have given us n squared plus 1 divided by 2n squared plus 5 for all n belongs to I. As per the definition of the limit of the sequence, we know that given epsilon greater than 0, so we have the positive integer capital N such that modulus of Sn minus L is less than epsilon. Here Sn is given as n squared plus 1 divided by 2n squared plus 5 minus L. The limit is given as that 1 by 2. That is convergence. That means it has the limit minus 1 by 2 less than epsilon. Now just cross multiply and take the LCM. So 2 into n squared plus 1 minus 2n squared plus 5 the whole divided by 2 into 2n squared plus 5, which is less than epsilon. Now we just multiply. So 2n squared plus 2 minus 2n squared minus 5 the whole divided by 2 into 2n squared plus 5, which is less than epsilon. Here we are cancelling the 2n squared plus 2n squared and minus 2n squared. So we are getting the remaining term as modulus of minus 3 divided by 2 into 2n squared plus 5, which is less than epsilon. So modulus of, we are taking the modulus value means we can take the positive also. So we can neglect the negative and we can take only the positive. So 3 divided by 2 into 2n squared plus 5, which is less than epsilon. This is the second equation. Okay. Now take the term outside from the modulus. So 3 by 2 into 2n squared plus 5, which is equal to 3 divided by, you can multiply the denominator term. So 4n squared plus 10 will come, which is less than 3 by 4n squared. We are neglecting the number terms. We are taking only the n terms alone, because we are having the condition that n is greater than or equal to capital N, where n belongs to I. Okay. So if we are splitting like this, we are getting as 3 by 4n squared plus 3 by 10 will come. Now we are omitting the 3 by 10. The number terms we can omitting. We are taking only the n terms alone. So which is less than 3 by 4n squared. Now 3 by 4n squared is less than epsilon as per the above schedule. Now this can be written as 4n squared equal to 3 by epsilon. We are taking this to 3 to be that side and keep the 4n squared to be as itself. So 4n squared is equal to 3 by epsilon, or we can use a less than or equal to. Now n squared equal to what happened? 3 divided by 4 epsilon. Now n equal to root of 3 by 4 epsilon. We know that already epsilon is a very lesser value, very smallest quantity. Okay, here so n equal to root of 3 by 4 epsilon. Now if we choose n as a positive integer which is greater, very greater number, capital N is a positive integer, so large. So again capital N should be greater than divided by 3 by 4 epsilon. We know that the condition that small n is greater than or equal to capital N. Always small n should be greater than or equal to capital N. So the equation 3 as well as the equation 1 is hold for the positive integer capital N. Therefore, the limit n tends to infinity, Sn equal to 1 by 2. So it has a limit up to 1 by 2 only. So if you are substituting any values in that, it has a limit up to 1 by 2. Okay, it should not exceed that 1 by 2 value. So we are having the limit as n tends to infinity, Sn equal to 1 by 2. Next we can see the next problem. Show that the sequence Sn, where Sn equal to 2n divided by n plus 4n 1 by 2 and n equal to, n is lies between 1 to infinity for all n belongs to I converges to 2. Here they have given that limit as 2, converges to 2. So as per the definition, given epsilon greater than 0, we have to find a positive integer capital N such that modulus of Sn minus L is less than epsilon, and small n is greater than capital N. Now in the place of Sn, substitute the given value 2n divided by n plus 4n into n power 1 by 2 minus, and the limit is 2, that is converges to, they have given in the question itself, so minus 2. Now cross multiply with the 2, so 2 into 2n plus 8n power 1 by 2 will come. Now we have to multiply with the minus, so we are getting 2n minus 2n minus 8n whole power n by 2. After cancelling plus 2n and minus 2n, we are getting minus 8n power 1 by 2 divided by the denominator term n plus 4n power 1 by 2, which is less than epsilon. Now take the positive value from the modulus, so 8n power 1 by 2 divided by n plus 4n 1 by 2, which is less than epsilon, which is equal to 8 into n power 1 by 2 divided by n will come. Another term is 8 into n power 1 by 2 divided by 4n power n by 2. So if you are cancelling the terms, so you will get 8 by 4 is 2, and n power 1 by 2 and n power 1 by 2 will get cancelled, so we are getting only the 2. Now we are omitting the or neglecting the 2, the number term, numerical term, and we are taking only the n term. So 8 n power 1 by 2 divided by n, which is less than epsilon, because we are taking n is greater than or equal to capital N, small n is greater than or equal to capital N. Here also the n is very large positive integer. Therefore 8 by n power 1 by 2 is less than epsilon, which can be written as 8 by epsilon is less than n power 1 by 2. Now n power 1 by 2 is greater than or equal to 8 by epsilon. So if you are taking 1 by 2 to be that side, it will become as 8 squared by epsilon squared, and n is greater than or equal to n, so we can apply capital N is greater than 64 divided by epsilon squared. If you are choosing n as a positive number, positive integer which is larger, therefore it converges to 2 only, that is it has a limit as 2 only, up to 2 only. If you are applying the value, it has a limit as up to 2 only in that Sn term. They are giving that n equal to 1 to infinity. We can apply up to 1 to infinity also, but it has a limit as till 2, because we are having that 64 by epsilon squared. So n is greater than epsilon, n is greater than 64 by epsilon squared. Since epsilon is a very lesser value, so obviously n is greater than this value, so it has the limit as 2. Next question, if the sequence Sn is a sequence of real number, and if Sn is less than or equal to capital M, n belongs to I, and if limit n tends to infinity Sn equal to L, then prove that L is less than or equal to M. So here the sequence they have given us a Sn of real numbers, and Sn should be less than or equal to M. M value, if you are taking that Sn, that sequence should be less than or equal to M, and they have given the condition that limit n tends to infinity Sn equal to L. This is the limit of a sequence definition. So limit n tends to infinity Sn equal to L, and we have to prove that L is less than or equal to M. We are taking the limit, that limit should be less than or equal to M. So given that Sn is less than or equal to M, that is the sequence of real numbers, and therefore it can be written as Sn minus M is less than or equal to 0, or M minus Sm is greater than 0, since n belongs to I. We are taking like that. Now limit you can apply. So limit n tends to infinity, M minus Sn is greater than or equal to 0. Now M, here we couldn't able to apply the limit in the place of M, because we are having only M term. So M minus, you can apply the limit in the Sn term. So M minus limit Sn is greater than or equal to 0. Now M minus limit Sn, we know that they are given the condition is limit Sn equal to L. So apply L, which is greater than or equal to 0. Now M is greater than or equal to L. That implies that L is less than or equal to M. So it proved, hence proved. Next question, find n belongs to I such that 2n divided by n plus 3 minus 2 is less than 1 by 5, n belongs to n. So here given that modulus of the Sn value, that is Sn minus L, 2n divided by n plus 3 minus 2, which is less than 1 by 5. They have given the limit as well as the sequence also in the format, directly in the format itself. Now just cross multiply with the 2. So 2n minus 2n minus 6 divided by n plus 3, which is less than 1 by 5. After reducing, we are getting minus 6 by n plus 3, which is less than 1 by 5. So we are taking as usual by a positive term, 6 by n plus 3 less than 1 by 5, and just cross multiply this. 6 5s are 30, which is less than n plus 3. Then 30 minus 3 is 27, which is greater than n. We know that n is greater than or equal to, small n is greater than or equal to n, so we choose n equal to 27, capital N equal to 27. They are asking find the value of n. So we are taking the capital N as 27. Proof that, next question, proof that limit n tends to infinity 1 by root of n plus 1 is equal to 0. As per the definition, given epsilon greater than 0, here Sn is given as 1 by root of n plus 1 and L equal to 0. In the question itself, they have given that L equal to 0. That is the limit has to be 0. So we can take it as L equal to 0. Now if we find n belongs to I such that modulus of Sn minus L is less than epsilon. So in the place of n we are having Sn, we are having 1 by root of n plus 1, and in the place of L we are having minus 0. So it can be written as 1 by root of n plus 1, which is less than epsilon, and 1 by n plus 1 is less than epsilon squared. We are taking the root to be that side. Then n plus 1, which is greater than 1 by epsilon squared. So n is greater than 1 by epsilon squared minus 1. Therefore n is greater than or equal to n, and we choose n is capital N also greater than 1 by epsilon squared minus 1, since n is greater than or equal to capital N. Therefore what will happen? So the modulus of 1 by root of n plus 1 minus 0, which is less than epsilon. Therefore if we are applying the limit also, we are getting 0 only. Hence proved. Next we are going to see the convergent sequence and divergent sequence definition. Convergent sequences, if the sequence of the real numbers Sn has a limit L, we can say that it is convergent. So when we are having the sequence is having the limit L, if it is having the limit, then we can say that the sequence is convergent. That's it. If doesn't have the limit, then we can say that it is divergent. Only convergent and divergent sequences, if the sequence of real numbers is having the limit as L, we can say that is a convergent sequence. Okay, for example, see the sequence 1 comma 1 comma 1 comma 1. It's a set of sequence. It converges to 1 only. Definitely it has a limit as 1 only. It is extending to 1, so it converges to 1 only. Obviously it has a limit as 1. See the next sequence 1 comma 1 by 2 comma 1 by 3. It is reducing. 1 is the 1 value, 1 by 2 is 0.5, 1 by 3 is 0.33, something like this. It is reducing, so it has a limit up to 0 only. It converges to 0. Okay, likewise divergent sequence, if the sequence doesn't have the limit, it is endless. If it is infinite, then we can say that it is a divergent sequence. So for example, we are having the sequences 1 comma 2 comma 3 and 1 comma minus 1, 1 comma minus 1. It doesn't have the end, it doesn't have the limit. If you are taking 1 2 3 4 and so on, it has the endless terms. And likewise 1 comma minus 1, 1 comma minus 1, we can extend up to whatever we are having the number, so we can extend. So this is a divergent sequence since it doesn't have the limit. Okay girls, so today we have seen problems based on the limit of the sequence as well as the definition of the divergent and convergent sequence. So watch it. Okay, if you have a doubts, you can comment me. Okay girls, thank you.